Garp's Justice. Hello One Piece enthusiasts, I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about Garp, with Garp being the forefront of chapter 1080, him attacking Hachinosu to rescue Kobe and whatnot. I think it's the perfect time to make this video. This video has been on my head for quite a while. With the recent events and everything, I feel like now I can make myself a lot more clear. What do I mean by Garp's justice? We all know that everyone in this world of One Piece, in the world of One Piece, has a sense of justice that belongs to themselves. People being from the Marines are the world government are the people who creates justice, although that is not true justice, although justice is then decided by the victors. We then have Luffy deciding his own justice for himself and for the people he meets, and he fights off against evil, and that's his justice of keeping everyone free. With Garp though, it's a little more complicated than what it is on the surface. Before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe, it helps the channel a lot. Now that you have, let's begin. Well, what do I mean? What I mean by that is, Garp is a member of D who is working for the world government. Two entities that should not belong in the same room. Two entities that should not belong together, is the point. And when you have that sort of a combination with Garp, knowing that he has a responsibility towards his family, he wants to be free because the will of D, or the D clan are meant to be enemies of God. And in this case, God being the Celestial Dragons. Well, with that, and then Garp having assumed the position of Vice Admiral, you'd think there's a lot of conflict that's brought up in Garp's life. In fact, it is true. Well, where do we begin? It all begins with Marineford. Marineford was the time when Garp was tested the most. Although that was the second time we got introduced to Garp, we've seen a lot of him. You remember, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything to make Ace's execution faster, nor did he try to stop anyone. He did try to stop people from rescuing Ace. Like, he lost to Rufy on purpose. He beat the shit out of Marco. And, well, he didn't do anything else aside from that. Well, when I reread and rewatch Marineford, I would think that Garp always had this sense of, moral sense of, okay, I'm not gonna help the world government as much as I should. I'm not gonna help the pirates because they're bad, but Ace is my grandson. And he did say that I have no sympathy for criminals, but I do have sympathy for my family. That's what he said. That's what he said, and he believed wholeheartedly after Luffy showed up that, yeah, Luffy would be able to save Ace. That is exactly how I think the entire thing went. And then you go back after, and then you go forward, move forward with Ace's execution. After Akainu hit Ace, and Garp wanted to go after Akainu, now it makes sense as to why Sengoku tried to stop him. Dude, if Garp wasn't stopped, Akainu would have been gone, for sure. That was the point where he knew Luffy would be able to save Ace, which he technically did. And then Ace messed up. That's an entire bag of worms I don't want to open. Ace messed up, Ace got slapped. That's when Garp got pissed and wanted to go after Akainu. And of course, at that time, he didn't have that idea of pirates are bad, the world government is good. I am a Marine, I should be fighting for good, so it's fine. No, at that point, it was his emotions taking over, saying that this guy ruined my family, I'm gonna kill him. That is exactly what he thought. And when you have that constant situation on your head, you're like, okay, at that point, Garp's sense of justice did not work. It did not go with him. And then you have this current situation with Kobe. Now, okay, it's granted that we don't know that Garp is a member of SWORD, but from whatever he's doing, remember, SWORD is an organization that is a part of the Marines that do not take direct orders from the world government. They are not bounded by certain restrictions that are given by the world government. Case in point, attacking a Yonko. Garp, although being a vice admiral, he is still I would like to believe he's the member of SWORD. I'm not telling you guys that he's the leader of SWORD, but he is a member because he's attacking a Yonko without taking permission from the world government. And believe it or not, he's a member of SWORD. And now it makes a lot of sense. He's a part of the world government because he believes that the Marines are right, pirates are wrong. At the same time, he's not completely devoted to the world government. And I'd like to believe if there's anyone who introduced the concept of sword into the Marines, that would be Garp. Because he is the one that embodies the idea of the Marines aren't all good, there are bad people within the world government, and I have my own sense of justice. And this is where he implements it. Now again, it does mean he has a possibility of losing his job, but you gotta remember what Teeth said about Kobe. Just because Kobe is a member of SWORD, the world government cannot let it be because the people know him as the hero, and Garp is the same thing. Garp attacked Hachinosu without the permission of the world government, or Akainu for that matter, and now he has to pay the consequence. Maybe he will, but he will not be stripped of the title of Marine because he is the hero of all the navies. If this happens, you know there's gonna be an uprising within the Marines and even within the world itself. And with that being said, right now Garp's sense of justice is telling him that he should save Kobe, which did not work against Ace because, again, remember, Kobe is a Marine and a family second. And at this point, Garp has no restrictions. The world government can't do anything. The first time this happened with Ace, there was possibility of Garp losing his job. This time around, I don't think it's gonna happen because it's typically less risk of a thing to do with Blackbeard not being on Hachinosu, and it was to save someone like Kobe, who is the hero of all people. I don't think the world government would do anything with that. But the first time this happened, if Garp were to do anything, you know what would happen. I don't want to go into it. And now comes my final point with Garp's entire character development. If Garp survives this entire thing and makes it onto the final saga with the battle with the world government, with Luffy and everything, I would like to believe if Luffy's ever in a situation again, the same way Ace was. This time, however, he will choose family over Marines. Because Luffy's the one that might have shown him that no, the world isn't entirely revolving around the Marines. The Marines are entirely good, and with SWORD being there, this time around, I wouldn't want to see Garp sitting there on the sidelines, just waiting for Luffy to be executed, or to be defeated, or killed by anyone in the world government. The next time this happens, Garp's sense of justice will tell him to save Luffy because he cannot repeat the same mistake he did with Ace, and it will come full circle, where the first time he decided he wants to keep his job and his family came second. This time he'll go proactive. And with SWORD being everything, and if Luffy really were to change the world, I think Garp would take Luffy's side. He would take the side of honest good. No, I'm not saying Luffy is all good, but at least Luffy's sense of justice aligns up with Garp's. At least that's what I think. And the next time this happens, I would like to see Garp change his mindset and actually become a better character than what he already is. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it's gonna happen if the situation were to happen again? Garp would be doing the same thing, or would he be doing something different? What would you guys envision to be Garp's future after this mess? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and peace.